Is there such thing as a perfect bike?
No, there's not a perfect bike. It is the person on the bike that's making that bike operate. And I firmly believe in that. Even though I have plenty of bikes, the bikes are not going to get out there and ride themselves. I have to put in the work to make them do what they're supposed to do.
Out of your current collection, what's your favorite bike?
Man, I get asked that so many times. I don't have a favorite bike. The bikes to me, they have their own specific um, job to do, and each one has their own character, their own characteristics that I get out of them. As I get those characteristics out of those bikes, and I feel those bikes out as I'm riding, as I'm training on them, um, I get those characteristics to come out of those bikes to figure out what am I going to use that specific bike for. And once I got that locked and loaded, then I'll know what I'm going to use that bike for. If it's going to be used for a fast group ride, if it's going to be used for just socialization, it's going to be used for training. That's what I get out of those bikes. So it's no, to me, there is no perfect bike in my opinion. Those bikes are meant and built to do specific things. And once you figure that out, what you're trying to get out of it, then you use that bike for that purpose.
Speaking of using bikes for a specific purpose, we have a lot of training rides, and I've been seeing you ride this specific bike a lot, and it's a fixie.
Mhm.
What is that like training on a fixie in a group ride?
So the fixie, I'm a newbie with the fixie era. I just started at the end of last year riding a fixie, or I purchased one finally. And getting on it and learning on riding a fixie, that's a totally different feeling from any uh, other geared bike or geared bike. A fixie is something, as far as training wise, it's definitely a good mix of helping you with your cadence, a good mix of helping you with low cadence work, high cadence work as well. So, and strength building if you use it the right way. A fixie definitely can help you with your training aspect if you're looking forward to trying to get better as a cyclist. So right now, I haven't ridden it with too many group rides because I'm still kind of new with the fixed gear bike. But at the same token, I'm trying to get out there and train with it. So a lot of times I find myself riding the fixie alone or solo because I'm using it for training aspects.
For your fixie setup, what gears are you running? Like up front and in the rear?
So currently I'm riding a 50 up front and a 16 in the rear. I was riding a 15 in the rear, but due to our location, we have a lot of hills around here. So I bumped it up to a 16. I may go to a 17, but I think I'm good with a 16 right now.
I think that's a good range right there. Talking about different types of bikes like fixie, road bike, and so on and so forth, do you have any steel bikes?
No, no steel bikes. And I'm gonna say yet, because I have been keeping my eye on some of the older steel bikes, the Bianchis and such. And one of our local guys, Nate Zukas, he builds steel frames and aluminum frames, and I'm trying to get him to build a bike for me, Nate. But at some point, I'll probably get him to do something for me, something special, and it might maybe a steel bike. But eventually, I know I'll end up with one, just because of the heritage and the lineage of a steel bike. I want to feel that sensation of what that's like.
Now, talking about different materials and bikes, I call this bike I call it a carbon killer. The LA Sprint for an aluminum bike. What do you think about that bike?
Okay, so the LA, I have the first generation, well, 2019 LA. It's a Peter Sagan version, and then I have the 2022. When it first came out, I purchased that one as well because I like the previous version, the 19. And the 19 is more of a raw, uncut, just I want to go fast, I want to be raced, I want to ride fast type of bike. When I purchased the 2022 LA when it first came out, that LA Sprint is more refined. It's of more forgiving to the road as far as the compliance of the bike. The bike feels, even though it's built like the SL7, it feels more of a carbon bike than a aluminum bike. I have a couple of CADs as well that I like from Cannondale. Those aluminum bikes feel really, really good. But that new Allay is really more refined. It feels almost like a carbon bike in this aluminum bike. So I like that bike. I like the Allay. I like racing them. I like riding them. So yeah.
I think Specialized hit it out the park with that LA. I'd be really excited and interested if they come out with another version, but make the frame like the SO Late. I think that'd be a good selling point right there.
I would too. I probably would purchase one just because of how the previous versions were. They're a really good bike. So, and cost effectiveness of aluminum bike versus buying a high end carbon bike is definitely worth your money.
Now I'm gonna talk about another bike brand, and this kind of correlates with Specialized. This bike brand owns a majority stake in Specialized, and they don't sell this bike in North America, but you have one. And the specific one you have is the Bahrain Team Edition. And I'm talking about this Merida Reacto. What drew you to this bike, and what is it like owning and riding that bike?
So watching the Pro Peloton and watching some of the bikes being raced in the Pro Peloton, doing the Tour de France and other tours, I kind of always had my eye on the Merida, and I fell into a chance a year or so ago of purchasing a Merida Reacto from a guy from Florida, and I contacted him, and he was willing to sell me the bike. I ended up driving down, picking it up, purchased the bike. Really, really, really good bike. I wish that bike was sold more in the U.S. And I understand why probably Specialized doesn't want the Merida sold in the U.S. because of how good the bike is. It's a really, really good bike. I'm glad to own it. I want a newer version of the Merida Reacto, but you know they're hard to get. So I'll just enjoy the current version that I have. If you like watching this clip, be sure to tune into the full video. Click the link below.
Perfect.